It's 5:30. Would you please stand and join Mr. Alderson in leading us in the pledge?
American pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now the Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
And Leanne Goodwin will lead us in a prayer.
Dear Lord, thank you so much for letting us all be here tonight and have the opportunity to come and work together for the good of our school, Lord. I just pray that we'll all be able to listen and to be able to work together and make best decisions that we can for our student body. In your name we pray, amen.
Okay, we'll start with Student Spotlight.
A little bit of a combination with honoring a couple of our student athletic trainers and nurse treatment. A couple of Thursdays ago, we had a really scary incident during the Robinson junior varsity football game. One of the Robinson football players had a very severe concussion. And y'all probably seen it. It was even covered by like KWTX and some of the local news outlets. And in particular, we wanted to honor these three because it's in these emergency situations where the kids and the adults really shine. And they did a great job. Mr. Bays wrote up a short little synopsis of what happened, but that JV football player suffered a bad concussion. We really think he had one earlier in the game and then got a second one, which made it so bad because then he was, I think, unconscious almost, couldn't feel his extremities. It was really scary. So seeing that this player was really injured, they both jumped into action immediately. Ethan and Callie made sure that all the needed equipment was close by and ready to go. They both stayed calm, alert, and ready to help. Additionally, Ms. Streetman, her training and instincts kicked in. She took control of the situation and made sure the athlete was stable until the paramedics arrived. And so all three of their, from Ethan Arthur, Callie Smith, and Ms. Streetman, their quick response, composure, and guidance really provided reassurance to the staff. And I think Coach Aguirre led a prayer with both teams on the field, which was really a nice sentiment. And the mother of the Robinson football player was very appreciative. She has spoken very highly of our students and our staff and really bragged on Gatesville for helping her boy. And he's made, I think, a full recovery. I think he's still, they're watching his concussion protocol. Obviously, he can't play anymore right now, but he's not in any sort of imminent threat. So happy ending for everybody involved. But y'all help me recognize those three. Callie Smith, come on up first. Stand right there. We'll take a picture. Ethan Arthur. And Nurse Streetman. Now, picture for the newspaper.
What are we doing, guys?
I am the operator. Hey, Mr. Jockey. Guys, as much as we'd like for you to stay, you can go if you want. We thank you for coming. The parents immediately rushed them out. Yes. Thank y'all for coming.
Appreciate it.
Yes. Well, another part of our staff spotlight tonight, we've got Jake Hood here. Jake is our new theater director, and he wanted to talk about all the upcoming performances. So Jake, take it away.
So, good evening. For those of you I haven't yet meet in person, my name is Jake Hood, and I'm honored to formally introduce myself as the new director of Hornet Theater and auditorium manager. I'm also excited to greet Mr. Ament and Mr. Ford, both of whom I've already had the pleasure to meet briefly. As you may already know, I inherited a program of highly creative students full of heart, emotional awareness, outstanding improvisation warranting its own club, and a solid foundation for building expansive and extensive connections between the performing arts and real-life skills. The season I planned for our current school year is titled Minutiae, meaning the small details, and includes meaningful titles around which I designed our current theater arts curricula and lesson alignment cycles. For our first performance of the year, it occurred during the first weekend in November and was titled The Great Pandemonium by Pat Cook, and it was a pandemonium in all senses of the word. But it was presented by our high school commedia troupe through special arrangements with Dramatic Publishing Company, and I'm proud to report that my students performed and operated the entire week of the performance with my support and supervision rather than intervention, and their professionalism in the face of making mistakes looking purposeful and comical, even given only 8 weeks to prepare their first performance. It was an honor to behold, it really was. While we made a profit already from our ticket sales for the Great Pandemonium, we look forward to welcoming more patrons into the auditorium at the high school for the remaining 3 shows of our season, now that we've implemented our newly revised marketing and advertisement plan to include Christmas on Marshall Street and the Christmas Parade. We are now fully immersed in UIL One Act Play competition season, preparing Luella Mann's rendition of Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart for junior high, performance and competition in January, followed by Eric Kobel's adaptation of Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry with our high school troupe for performance in February and competition in March. With both troops, we're just beginning to cross the off-book point of our rehearsal process, and as with the Great Pandemonium, the stories are truly coming to life now that scripts are no longer restricting our arm movement. The most recently released version of the rehearsal schedule involves precisely planned intensive rehearsals covering specific scenes with small groups in depth, while alternating between rehearsals where we run through the full story to ensure the intensives fit within the story and adjust appropriately into our storytelling with the bigger picture as a company. In regards to our auditorium, I enjoyed spending the past summer painting the sound booth to better match its need for discrete operations, as well as transforming the storage room behind the stage into an operative black box classroom. It may also serve as an intimate performance space in the future, but for right now it is performing amazingly as a classroom. Additionally, we very recently completed our exciting installations of the new IMAX Studio Operations Station, as well as our new live stream system in the auditorium sound booth, both of which expand our capabilities into the digital space in multiple capacities, including preparation, performance, and audience reach. Furthermore, we now have a fix for the previously leaking LCD lighting override screens coming soon, thanks to the combined efforts of our high school principal, Ms. Schoaf, the Director of Bands and Fine Arts Coordinator, Mr. Sanchez, the Head of Maintenance, Mr. Toby Williams, and the Assistant Superintendent of Finance, Ms. Leanne Goodwin. I am very grateful to be part of a team so encouraging, helpful, and inquisitive as I seek to establish assets, maintain our beautiful performance space, and develop procedures that benefit Gatesville Fine Arts and auditorium users as a whole. I'm also glad to share this vision with Mr. Sanchez and Ms. Wells as we lead our performing groups to improvement and well-deserved accolades. In our theater classes, we've wrapped up our first vocabulary unit and our paper-based scenic models and are moving into practical creation of properties, scenery, digital materials, and more for our upcoming performances while studying variations between plays and musicals, all of which is vertically aligned from junior high theater 1 through high school theater production 4. We've enjoyed some small workshops and experiments so far, the most recent of which followed the scientific method, dyeing water using pool dye. And we will soon be progressing into more expansive projects like Levon movement and gestu-based choreography, body molding with plastic and tape, scenic painting, lighting and projection design, and theatrical composition. Finally, I'm excited to invite you to our remaining performances of the year. Junior High Hornet Theater is proud to present The Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, adapted by Luella Mann. We will be performing on January 30th and 31st of 2026, presented through special arrangement with the Dramatic Publishing Company of Woodstock, Illinois. This is the play that we will be performing for A+ One Act Play competition at Connolly High School on January 24th, the week prior to our local performances. I'm excited to honor Mr. Poe's original story while experimenting with creative license and visual expression, especially given the high skill levels of our students at the junior high. High School Varsity Hornet Theater is proud to present Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry, adapted by Eric Kobel, on February 27th and 28th of 2026, also presented through special arrangement with the Dramatic Publishing Company of Woodstock, Illinois. We will also be presenting the same play at UIL One Act Play competition in China Spring on March 7th. I was very lucky to be in contact with Ms. Lois Lowry when we received our license, and while she won't be able to attend the performances, she has extended her best wishes to us as we approach the highly competitive opportunities coming soon with our competitions. Hornet Theater as a whole is excited to wrap up our season with a full-length spring fusion piece, bridging our junior high and high school programs through a practicum-based mentorship focus. Our current top choice is the Old Vic version of A Monster Calls, based on the novel by Patrick Ness, inspired by the original idea by Siobhan Dowd, and devised by Sally Cookson, Adam Peck, and the company, to be performed on May 7th and 9th of 2026. Should that contract process encounter more obstacles before our spring auditions, our second choice for our season closer is Don't Drink the Water by Woody Allen, to be arranged by Concord Theatricals. I truly appreciate your time today and for your continued support of Hornet Theater. I look forward to continuing to connect students to applicable life skills through creative design, professional operations, and independent performance. We are excited to welcome you at our upcoming performances, and once our competitions pass in the spring, I look forward to presenting our results to you. Thank you again for having me, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Jake, before you leave, I want to brag on him for a second. I don't mean this to embarrass you, Jake, but every day I saw Jake in the summer, he was sweaty because he was working constantly, doing physical manual labor, painting the stage. We had a lot of clutter in the theater room, and Jake did a lot of preparation during the summer to get all that ready, and so we really appreciate that. And he had a session with the kids here not too long ago about makeup with like some really kind of gory injuries, and of course the kids love that. And so we're excited, Jake, about seeing what you do further on. That lady who wrote that play emailed him back as she's kind of a big deal. She's getting on up in years. I think she's in her late 80s now,
Yes.
but the fact that she emailed Jake back was great. I thought, wow, that's neat. So
Yes, I was very excited about that email. My students heard immediately as I read it on my watch.
yeah. I've seen a definite uptick with Jake's sound and lighting in the theater room. It's been good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You have a captive audience. What questions do you have for him?
3 things I heard,
Yes, sir.
but I'll start with this. You have an outstanding award-winning stage band,
Absolutely.
an outstanding award-winning chorus, and a theater program that's headed nowhere but up.
Yes, sir.
What am I thinking about? High school? Musical?
Willy
Yeah.
Wonka?
All the components are there.
We are currently studying a musical unit.
I understand, but I'm just saying, that I'm not talking about this year, but
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Possibly next year.
long term.
Yes, sir. I would love to do a musical.
They're
long
really,
term.
really so much fun.
They are.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
If you need a piano player, he'll play it for you too.
All right. Noted. Duly noted.
Oh, the piano player.
I asked Jake about the junior high auditorium. What are your thoughts on us renovating it? If we renovate it, will you use it, or will the junior high kids keep going to high school? That's the big $1 million question.
So if we renovate it, we will absolutely use it in all aspects, including I do plan to purchase a second set of the UIL unit set so that both our high school and junior high programs can have access to those without having to move between campuses. But also our junior high auditorium has a beautiful structure already, and I think that I know that with the renovation, it can really make a huge impact on both our high school and junior high programs throughout all of the fine arts. I've spoken to my colleagues in the fine arts program and most of those that I know of that use the stage, even if they're not in the fine arts program, and they all are on board with a auditorium renovation, especially considering the amount of ceremonies and events that we would be open to expanding our use of the auditoriums in if we were to have 2 functional auditoriums. I'm currently in the process of training a group of student technicians to run the high school auditorium without my intervention, and my hope is to do the same once we get the junior high auditorium functional again. But absolutely, the response is absolutely we will use that auditorium. with
When
its
you say
renovation.
functional, how functional? Do you see it being as intricate as what we did in the high school, or would you say something just on a modern version?
I think truly if we use the structure that already exists and reface the inner portion and get the technology installed, I think that it could be technically considered a partial renovation, while also making sure that the stage floor is recompleted. We have a new sound system, lighting system, and seats. I think if we stick to if we at least get those 4 concepts completed with the renovation, I think that it could be a really beautiful system.
And what about a theater classroom?
I would love a black box for a classroom. For those of you that don't know what a black box is, it's typically a wood shop-ish size classroom that has an electrical grid at the top, so that the black box can also be used for intimate productions. So shows typically with an audience of 60 to 100. All fitting in one space in an arena setup. So the stage would be in the middle, and that would provide my students an in-class opportunity to operate our lighting and sound systems. We've even add projection systems within one space, and if that is adjacent to the stage, that would bring us up to the standard for most theaters in the area, or even in Texas.
Of course, there's a wonderful space back there next to the stage that used to have a sliding curtain.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what it's used for anymore, but you don't have any classes at the junior high now? They all walk over.
Correct, yes. We'll have class at the junior high stage whenever there's weather, and
So that might be something we want to consider as a space for him and his black box.
Yeah.
yes, I would love that.
The 3 fine arts programs, it was a mixed bag on the junior high auditorium. Jake and Jose were with using the junior high auditorium for performances for junior high. Like Jose, I don't want to speak for him directly, but he said, I don't want to lug all those instruments back over to the high school to have a performance there. I want to do it at junior high. Choir, Sharif was more concerned about, is there enough room for all the choir students and their parents when they have a joint performance? She was not totally sold on that. So it was kind of a mixed response from the big 3 on fine arts and the auditoriums. Anyway. Jake, what else?
That's all the information.
Could Calvin
I
be a
have
Oompa Loompa?
You are more than welcome to audition.
I can see him doing that.
I'll be more than happy.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You are more than welcome. Spring auditions are January 28th.
Yeah. All right. Jake, thank you. Any other questions from the board?
I like y'all's shirts.
Thank you. This is our new uniform for the year. All of our technicians wear them instead of Pro Blacks this year. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Jake, you better go home. You've had a long day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Be careful. All right, our one last spotlight. Recognition of outgoing board member, Mary Ann Lee. So Mary Ann said this is her last, after 21 and a half years of serving GISD, it's finally the last evening. And how fitting that her daughter was elected to take her place. Emily can't be here tonight because she just had a brand new baby. And so Marianne's last Wednesday. Yeah, so hopefully she'll get sworn in maybe the next month, but we're not worried about that. We're just excited she's on board, get her on board. But I'll say a few words before, if y'all want to say anything about Mary Ann, and then she wants to address us too. But when I think about Mary Ann, she's such an advocate for kids. She always looks out for what's the best thing for kids. In the newspaper article about Mary Ann, my word, I couldn't believe all the different building projects she was over that 21 and a half years. We've done a lot of different things, and she was right in the middle of it. If she wasn't board member, she was board president. And I know coming on as a new superintendent, she was so super supportive of me and such a sweet lady. And, you know, oftentimes we'll say, well, we're going to miss them. We're really going to miss Mary Ann. But with Emily's connection, hopefully we'll still see her. And but I know that Mary Ann is so much an advocate for academics, social emotional health, CTE programs, just anything that will help kids. But yes, all those building projects from I forgot about the concession area at the football field, the primary library, which was special to her because she was a librarian a lot of years. She was also a counselor and a teacher, and so she's been in this business a long time, and it's going to be very difficult to replace. So I think most of all what I'll miss about Mary Ann is the compassion towards kids, and she really cares deeply about them. So what else do y'all want to say about Mary Ann before we turn it over to her? Anything?
Be nice.
I just want to say how much I've enjoyed working with you on the board all these years. You're a real joy to work with. She listens well, she shares her opinions, but she respects other people's opinions also.
Enjoyed you too, Linda. Thank you.
I'd just like to say that she's a perfect example of a team of 8. She's a team player. Even though we've had differences of opinion, not many on this board, but I know that there's been some in the past. She was always kind of that person that was the cement that held everything together, and we appreciate that.
I just appreciate when I first came on, she was very helpful for me, and we talked about a lot of different things, and I guess it helped that she knew my sister. I don't know if that was good or bad. But
I know a lot about you.
Only good stuff.
She filled me in.
but I do appreciate it. You're going to be truly missed.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I think, losing my friend. Not losing my friend, but I'm so thankful for having been able to sit beside you. You're a perfect example of bringing unity to diversity and voting for the right thing for the right reason. And definitely, I tell people all the time, I'm like, every board needs a retired teacher because your perspective has just been precious to our district. So thank you for your faithfulness and the example and the friendship. It's been an honor.
Me too.
I've only been here a couple of years, Mary Ann, but I've enjoyed working with you. I know that we didn't get to have some of the experiences that you've had with all of these other people, but I've certainly enjoyed being here the last couple of years and serving with you.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for your service.
Retirement.
Long time, and I'll say you were always prepared and had your agenda researched and you could add to the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Mary Ann, come up here and tell us what you want to say.
May I use the black
Yes.
podium? I will do that. I had a lot of advice on what to say tonight, coming from 2 or 3 different people to whom I'm related. So, from whom I'm related. Can you help me, Memphis McKenzie? This is your job in here. I just want to get back here in the corner. So
Where do you want to go?
This is good.
It's
right
very
here.
heavy. Be careful.
No, it's okay. I've been lifting grandbabies lately, so
Oh, yes.
I'm pretty strong. I don't have a notebook. I just have 2 sheets of paper, so not quite like drama teacher.
Yes.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I just want to run through this so I don't forget to say anything that I need to say. My journey with GISD started long before I sat over there. I spent 14 wonderful years teaching and working in the library at the primary school, and all 4 of my children and my daughter-in-law graduated from Gatesville. This district isn't just where I worked or served. It's been my home, my family, and my heart. And if you are a teacher at the school and your kids come to school and grow up with you, or grow up as you're teaching, all the other teachers help raise your kids. So thank you to all the other teachers who told my kids to stop running in the hall while they were waiting for us to go home. Mostly, I think it was Bethany. Emily did her part too. When I first joined the board, I thought I'd serve a few years and then move on. Well, 5 superintendents later, I'm still here, but this is my last night. And over the years, I've been blessed to work alongside so many dedicated people, board members, teachers, staff, and administrators who have become true friends. Together, we've made tough decisions, celebrated great achievements, and kept our eyes on what always matters most, which is the students. Watching the students grow, learn, and walk across that graduation stage every year, that's what makes it all worthwhile. Knowing that I had a small part of their stories gives me a lot of joy and a lot of gratitude. To my fellow board members, past and present, thank you for your teamwork and your friendship. To the teachers and staff, you are the heartbeat of this district, and I've never stopped being proud to have been one of you. And to the Gatesville community, thank you for trusting me with all these years with something as precious as your children's education. Now, as I step away from my seat over there, it's really a different type of look when you're over in the audience. I do so with a full heart. I'm very proud to have my daughter Emily become the third generation of my family to join this board. And if her grandpa were here, he would agree with me that Emily is smarter than both of us put together. So she'll be an asset to the board. And I'll still be around Gatesville cheering for it as a former teacher, a grandma, and somebody who will always believe in this district and the wonderful people who make it what it is. Thank you for the 14 years as a teacher and the 21 and a half years as a board member. You have blessed me more than I can ever say.
Well, let's get a group pic. Oh, go
I'll
ahead.
tell Barrett again what we've told him before. He can never retire. So you'll be here till I'm gone anyway,
Until I
right?
just drop dead.
30 years or so.
Yeah.
Marianne, here's your kiddo. Do you want to wave at her?
No.
I think she might be on mute. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know if
okay.
baby's crying.
Yeah.
Oh, you did show the baby.
I think she's got herself.
Oh, she's with the Matthew right now. Okay.
So she can watch in peace.
Well, good. Your first meeting at home.
Yes.
Okay.
Tell her no excuse. She should have brought the baby.
Well, she was this close to doing it, but someone said, you probably don't need to.
Wow.
It's okay. If you've had a baby, you're excused. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 days post-op abdominal surgery.
Yeah.
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 We'll excuse it this time.
Yeah.
Dr. Crawler said we'll excuse it this time.
Just this.
Marianne, let's
We'll
take
talk
a
to
group
you later.
picture. We got your
Okay.
flag.
Get on my back.
Guys, let's all take a picture of Marianne, and then she will be on her way.
Well, I could be one of those unusual people who stays for the meeting.
Yes, yes.
But I
Yeah, like a pastor that leads and just stays there. Yeah.
You want to stand by your part?
do.
You go right ahead.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing. Oh, I'm sorry.
21 years.
That's
Get a
wonderful.
cup.
Oh,
Yeah. That seems like a fair exchange. Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing that there's no one here for public comments, we'll move on to consent agenda. These items are on the consent agenda. Minutes of October 20th, financial statements as of October 31st, bills and payroll for October 2025, budget amendments, year-to-date budget amendments to fund balance, vital signs report, food service report. Does anybody want any of those pulled to discuss? Not seeing any hands. Do I hear a motion to accept those? Charles? Do I hear a second? Lloyd? Any further discussion? All in favor? Information time. Dissemination of the framework for government's leadership. It says Charles Ament. I hope that said president, not present.
Yeah, yeah. I think Mackenzie made a copy of the framework. It's at each
You
of
just
your-
have to hand those out once a year, and
Yeah.
you handed them out.
Okay. The framework for school board development. Would you like to hear this 6-page tome? Seeing no sign, we'll move on to donation by Corio Health for purchase a high school football helmet.
This is a good deal here.
Great deal. Corio Health recently approached Coach Aguirre with an offer to partner with the district and fully fund 50 new Axiom helmets. And Axiom helmets are Lime helmets by Rydell that are designed to enhance player safety and impact response specifically for head injuries. They feature flex panels for better impact absorption and are equipped with Insight Smart Helmet technology, which tracks and reports impacts. Coach Aguirre, I think, even has it on his phone where he can get an alert if there's been a severe hit, and then he gets an update after every event, every practice, or every game on how many they rate the contacts, and he gets an update, a report on how it went. Their generous offer by Coryell Health covers the entire cost of the equipment, providing essential, high-quality safety gear to the athletes at no monetary cost to the district. In return, Coryell Health requested some positive messaging through signage and social media. And our ultimate goal is to provide every high school football player with these special helmets. And I heard Linda ask before saying how many we have, so I'll text Coach Gary. And we currently have, after after graduation, we have about 35 varsity football players and about 100 football players in the program. We had this school year 20 of these Axiom helmets, so with this donation we'll have 70 Axiom helmets. And so we'll be, once the 8th graders come in, we'll probably have about 125, 130 kids, 40 kids in our program, so we'll be about halfway there to equipping all of them with the helmets.
I remember Jose showed me the report last year, and I could tell, like, it was by the kid. Like it said, Jared Keaton took a hard hit on this side during this play. I mean, it's really in depth. It's good. So that way, if they ever walk away woozy, we can go back and look at the reports and see, what happened exactly. So.
He showed me the app, and he showed that at the beginning of practice, you could see where the kids were not hitting each other properly, and he could use that to show the kids, and so it was turning from orange to green, so it was actually pretty interesting to see.
The Robinson kid's a perfect example because that second impact concussion is extremely severe, and with these helmets you get an alert when there's a high impact like that that can allow you to step in and be proactive.
Is that like a Bluetooth connection, or is it
Yes, I really don't know exactly how it works, but I think it's Bluetooth. You may have to be, I don't think you have to be wireless, like you don't have to be in a wireless network to get it to work, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Coach Gary would have to tell you exactly how it works. But it's kind of the technology that a lot of programs across the nation are going to.
About how much one helmet costs?
It's a great question, and he told me this, but I forgot to. I went blank when you asked. I don't even remember how much each helmet costs, to be honest with you. I don't know if you remember.
I don't offhand.
Yeah, we've talked about it. I just drew a blank.
They're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
We can text it.
He has collected some other donations. He's been collecting to try and get every kid in our district one of those helmets. So he's working towards that.
That
Exciting.
seems like it'd be very beneficial if they had to go to the hospital.
For sure.
To already have it pinpointed.
The severity and the location of the impact, for sure. It's amazing technology.
if coach hits them in the helmet with a whistle, does it register?
It just rings you loud in their ears still.
I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
An old Coach Lorwell trick.
Yeah,
I think that's a common coaching trick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yancy.
Junior high design meeting.
Well, we had a good, gosh, was that meeting last week or 2 weeks ago? We had about, probably about 30 staff members. It was mainly staff members, but we had a couple of high school students and a junior high student come and serve on the committee. And we took a tour of the old junior high and looked around in there, and the Huckabee design team led the meeting. And they had all these little activities for us. And the tour was very telling, and then we went back, and as a group, we had things that we wanted to see kept at the junior high, things that we thought needed to get rid of, things that needed to be updated, and then that was one activity. And then the follow-up activities, we had these little green dots and red dots, and you were trying to prioritize what you thought was most important. And so that was pretty telling, and I think we're all pretty much on the same page as far as the junior high and the field house are both worthwhile projects. Tomorrow I'll have, it's another Huckabee-led meeting, but this time it's just with community members. And I probably invited 70 people, former board members, business leaders, pastors, just as many as I could think of. And I don't know how many will actually come. It's hard to get people. But even if we have 20 of them, that would be great. And Huckabee's going to lead that and get more input from just the community people. So maybe people not directly tied to it, but key voting people who command big blocks of people behind them. And so some of the main talking points that you can talk with them about is that one of the first things you see on the ballot will say, "This is a tax increase," even though it isn't. And so that's probably one of the biggest hurdles we have to communicate with people and get past. But I have not met anyone so far that has been against it. And I've talked to a lot of people. And so I think, as usual, the community is very supportive. And, but we just can't get complacent. I think that's what happens to some districts. They think, well, they'll go vote yes for it. And the ones that are going to vote yes are a little bit more complacent, whereas the ones that maybe have a bee in their bonnet and want to vote no, they're a little bit more driven to go and vote. And so I think having a May election too will help. It's not quite as contentious as November elections with governors and presidents and things like that. So hopefully it will turn out well, but we'll keep you in the loop on how the big meeting tomorrow goes, and keep getting the word out. Calvin had a good question. He said, well, what all can we say right now? And I think, according to the lawyers, you can say pretty much anything you want right now. It's not until February 9th when we call the election that you get a little bit more handcuffed to where you can only state facts and details and you can't really give your opinion. But right now, you're free to say, hey, we need to go vote yes for that. And so, in a nutshell, that's kind of where we're at right now. So just keep plugging along, and like I said, I think people are pretty pro GISD, so we just got to keep that momentum going.
Any more questions? Okay. Next we have
Mackenzie.
issue of certificate of election. Do I read this?
Yes. That's
And it only has Cheyenne on there, so is that enough?
Correct.
Yes, because Emily's not here, so she can't sign
In
on
the
this.
name and by the authority of Gatesville Independent School District, this is to certify that at a general election held on November 4th, 2025, our own Cheyenne Kaiser was duly elected school board trustee. In testimony whereof, I have hereunto signed my name and caused the seal of Gatesville Independent School District to be affixed this 13th day of November 2025.
That's yours, Cheyenne, that certificate. Now you get to read your oath and sign that.
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I, Cheyenne Kaiser, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of school board trustee of the state of Texas, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God.
Hopefully we'll make Emily official at the December meeting.
Congratulations, Shane.
You don't have to read this one, but if you will sign it, it just says that you weren't bribed into this.
Oh,
Financially.
nope, it's pretty free. Okay.
Shad, how many years have you done it now?
I think 3 sessions.
9 years?
I think so.
So you'll be starting,
Right?
so now you'll do
Oh,
12.
maybe, hold on, maybe that's not right.
Wow.
No, maybe that's not right.
It's a
I have
bad
it in
sign.
there, but
No,
I don't
this
have
is
it
7.
here.
This is 7. This is 7. I've done 6.
Okay.
Sorry.
So that's 18 years.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
That's it.
Okay.
that's how long you have to keep doing it.
Oh,
The-
I'm like,
Coriel Central Appraisal District Board of Directors voting resolution.
Well, Shine, congratulations, and thank you.
thank you.
Okay, yeah, CAD, let's see here, so they've changed it up a little bit at CAD. They have these kind of alternating sessions, and we have 291 votes to give out. And we usually vote for Andy James. He's already on the board until 2027. So they gave us, and I don't have a pony in this fight on the 4 people that are up for election. Y'all just tell me who you want. It's the 4 candidates are Fred Chavez, Inez Faison, Kevin George, and Dell Treadaway. And we can give all 291 votes to somebody. Kevin was about the only one I kind of knew the best, I guess.
I know Chavez. Chavez is from Copper's Cove, isn't he?
He might be.
I've heard the name.
We can split the vote up. We can give all 291 to somebody. I know Kevin just through the pharmacy. If y'all think that's a good one to vote for, like I said, I've got no skin in the game.
Is he the head pharmacist?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's Karen.
I like
It was used to be Karen Blanchard.
Yeah.
It was her
Good
husband.
for him.
Then I'll recommend all 291 votes go to Kevin George if y'all are okay with it.
I agree.
Okay, do I hear a motion that we elect Kevin George as our representative? Okay, Cheyenne makes the motion, okay. Charles seconds. All in favor? And that's unanimous. Actually, we're not in a voting place, but now deferred funds for year 26 from VATRE.
3 pennies.
3 pennies, it just keeps coming back. Back in 23-24, we got the golden pennies, 3 pennies voted on. And when we did that, it was November, if y'all remember. So we got an influx of cash, that $1 million that wasn't part of the budget. As we went forward, it became part of the budget, but we had that 1 million that we were doing different things for. So last year I asked y'all, we had 400,000 of it that we had not spent yet. So I asked y'all if we could go ahead and continue in that plight to spend that. And so now we're here another year, and we spent 300,000 of that, close to it, and we have 148,000 left. So I'm here to ask you if we can continue to finish that. We should finish it off this year. We're trying to do 2 things with it. Toby Williams is still updating HVAC units, and he has 32,000 left that was originally earmarked for that. And then technology had 116,000 earmarked for new Chromebooks. So we are working on a plan to not need to buy as many Chromebooks. And so what we would like to do is pivot on that if possible. The projectors that are used at elementary, I was there as a teacher when the new building was built. This is hard for me to believe, but they are already outdated. We already cannot get parts for the projectors that the kids use for the interactive boards, just the projector part, that part at the top. And we can no longer buy light bulbs for them or any parts for them. And so we are, I know, right? It seems it went by fast, that 10 years. But technology is requesting that we pivot from Chromebooks and use that money to buy projectors for all the classrooms at the elementary. And so if y'all will allow us to continue to finish spending out this money, those are the 2 things that we would like to do with it for a total of 148,000. So I propose that y'all recommend that we do that so we can get that stuff done for the kiddos.
Any further
Sounds very
questions?
necessary.
Do I hear a motion to accept that proposal? Linda? Second? Lloyd? All in favor? Great.
Hopefully we expend all of that this year and I won't have to bring it forward another year. We don't plan to.
Investment policy.
Investment policy. So every year we have to bring our investment policy to you to be approved for the year. And so this is the same one that we have used in the past that just shows the rules and regulations that we have to follow. Y'all have already approved these 2 policies earlier in the spring. And there's only one change in them when you approved them, and it's highlighted in yellow, and it is somewhere in here. It is on page 3 of 4 at the back of CDA local, and it is just one more spot that distributors of investment pools have to register with the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board. So I recommend that y'all go ahead and accept this policy as written with that change in it for this next school year.
Any further questions? Do I hear a motion? Cheyenne, a second. Calvin, all in favor? Okay, it is 6:13. We'll go to executive session.